So why did the stock market go up today if inflation went up? This is probably a question that you are asking yourself, and Remy actually gave me a better understanding of why this happened. So what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechWhat Solutions, going to give you a quick little stock market update. I hope that you learned something new, and if it's not for me, maybe for Remy, you guys can destroy that like button and consider subscribing. So first off, we caught all of this during today's live trading session. I made a video yesterday, and I actually got great feedback based off of my breakdown of last month's CPI report. This is a report that comes out once a month, and it's pretty much an inflation report, right? It gives us a better understanding of, out of the main commodities or main consumer goods that are seeing the highest increase month over month. It's very important, right? With that being said, I cleared over $10,000 and counting on TQQQ. Most of that was actually caught in today's live trading, and I actually caught the reversal of SQQQ. I only left myself with one show left. I'm done trading SQQQ for the day. A little heads up. I made $2,700. So far on the day, I'm up a little bit over $13,000. I'm very grateful. A little heads up, I trade with over $200,000. So please make sure you take that into consideration before you try to compare my profits versus your profits. It's all perspective. We all start trading with a much smaller dollar amount, as you should, right? And as you begin to gain confidence, gain experience, and build your track record, you're only going to want to, begin to trade with more money later down the road. So this is why we always talk about focus on the learning part now. The making money part comes later. So with that being said, I actually wanted to break it down for you guys, just like we broke it down in yesterday's video for the previous month's CPI report. This is for April 12th, but this is the March CPI report. So obviously they can't deliver us the April CPI report as April isn't over yet. So every single month, it's actually the month prior's CPI report. And what I want you to understand is that looking at this, we did see an increase. We saw a 1.2% increase based off of the previous month of February. And the way that I want you to understand that is that we dropped the previous month. So again, to my understanding, March isn't taken into consideration for this overall CPI report. It's just they give us a total of 13 months here. But the way that this is actually factored in, we dropped the previous March, and therefore now we start at April, and then we have the March of 2022 now implemented into this. So with that being said, if I'm not mistaken, we dropped the 0.6% from the previous March, and then we add the 1.2%. If you guys do very simple math, that's a difference of 0.6, right? 0.6 plus 0.6 is 1.2. That's the difference. If you guys remember last month's CPI report, inflation was at 7.9%. What is 7.9 plus 0.6? 8.5. And that's exactly at where we're at right now. We are at a 40-year high for inflation. I want you to understand, I'm just breaking it down in a very simplistic way because I want you to understand how we make up that 8.5%. Now that we have that understanding, this is something that we talked about during today's live trading session. Why is it that we saw such a jump? It should not be a question we talked about yesterday, even before the report came out. When it comes down to energy, fuel has been one of the biggest concerns, right? As Russia attacked Ukraine, as oil prices have gone up, gasoline prices have gone up. When did they go up? They went up in the month of March following Russia's attack. There is no question that this was the biggest concern for a lot of people. With that being said, you guys could see, right? Over here under energy, we have gasoline, fuel, and oil. These were the biggest factors. Each one is itemized for every single month, and it goes down, right? So we can see that for energy commodities, we can go down the list. We can see that we saw an increase of 11% for energy. Energy commodities, we saw an increase of 18.1, 18.3, and energy services, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be fuel oil. We saw an increase of 22.3%. The biggest increase, not one of the biggest increase that I've seen in any other sector, at least for the data that they provided us. The biggest increase. And you guys can see that. And the question that then I began to ask myself is, what area here to see improvement has the biggest influence and the biggest weight in the CPI report? No question, it's energy. You can see that it makes up 70.1%, 48%, 48%. I mean, energy is such a big sector that has seen a great amount of inflation. So you can see why the concern has been for oil prices, that we need to find a solution because things are not getting better. Can they not get worse? Yeah, of course, but they are not getting better. Out of everything, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, of course we want food prices to drop. Of course we want, vehicle prices to drop. But the main concern right now with this inflation report, where I feel like a lot of the attention should be, is energy. No question about it. Also, I wanted to talk about one of the biggest losers, meaning what actually saw a retracement this month. And it's actually used car prices. You guys can see that used cars for the second month in a row saw a decrease of 3.8%. This is a step in the right direction, especially if you've been in the market for potentially wanting to buy a car. Do you guys remember that during COVID, due to the chip shortage, we saw used car prices go up? It was insane, right? Now we're actually seeing some form of retracement. And again, it's good to know, right? The more you know, the better, the more informed that you can be. And then it goes into each individual sector of, food, energy, all of that stuff. If you want to read into it, again, this is all available at bls.gov/CPI. So I just wanted to break it down for you guys in a very simplistic way. And then I also want to answer a very simple question for you guys. Why is it that as soon as this CPI report was released 1 hour before the market opened, why is it that we completely took off? It was expected that this report was going to be absolutely disgusting. And I do agree with you that although this report was not good, if you know anything about the market, yesterday's performance, the NASDAQ ETF, TQQQ, was down 7%. If I'm not mistaken, the NASDAQ market was down 2.2%. This was already being factored into the market right away. And Remy really wants you guys to know that that's the big difference that I think not a lot of people understand, is that these things get factored into the market right away. When there's an earnings report, when there's a price adjustment or a price target, what do we see instantly after? After any news is announced, there's an instant reaction to the market. Just like yesterday when it began to be shared that, hey, the CPI report is tomorrow, it's going to be bad for the month of March. What do we always say? Any reaction tends to be an overreaction in the stock market. And yesterday was a perfect example. TQQQ dropped 7%. The NASDAQ market dropped 2.2%. So when this report was released, I do agree with you. It was bad, but it wasn't as horrible as I think everyone was making it to be. And because it wasn't as bad, that's good, because it already got factored into the market. That's what you need to understand. That why is the market going up? It's not that it was good news, but it's that yesterday there was such bad news that today's news was not as bad. And if this reminds you of anything, it should remind you of earnings reports, right? There can be a set expectation and a stock cannot meet that expectation, but still be in the green for the quarter, and it can still drop, and vice versa. A stock can report a negative earnings, but it exceeded expectation, meaning that it didn't lose as much, and then it goes up. This is how the market works. And the more you know, the better that you can do. And I mean, it was so much fun. Our Learn Plan Profit team can speak for themselves. It was such a fun live trading session. We did an amazing job within this live session of locking in profits at overbought levels. I obviously locked in profits right away. It pulled on back. I bought back in to TQQQ. We waited for the reversal. I loaded up. I locked in profits. It sold off. I loaded up. And then I'm locking in profits probably pretty soon. I'm going to give it a chance. It looks like it's kind of slowing down. So I might have to honestly step away from this TQQQ position. But I am so grateful to be working with a team that is just so on top of it. And a question that we always get is like, do you need to sign up for my Learn Plan Profit lesson library? No. Can you learn how to trade on your own? Of course. But would it have been of value for you? This is only a question that you can answer. Would it have been of value for you to have tuned on in and had access to our Discord group, had access to knowing about the CPI report, and then preparing collectively as a team? Would it have been of value to have been able to see me trade live so I share my thought process on why I'm buying, why I'm averaging up, and why I'm locking in profits? Would that have been of value for you? Of course, right? It's yes, you can try to figure it out all on your own. It's not impossible. It's just more challenging. All we offer within Learn, Plan, Profit are these 4 value pieces. A to Z video lesson library, so you get lifetime access to the full A to Z course. You get lifetime access to our private Discord chat, so you can talk to myself and the team. You get lifetime access to our daily live trading sessions every single day at Market Open. And last, you get lifetime access to our Trading Tech Buds HQ. I have a physical location in Chandler, Arizona. It's a 7,000 square foot facility, and you get access to all of it. It's all inclusive. Do you need it? No. I mean, you can learn how to do it on your own. Did you do well today? Only a question that you can answer. What do you have performed better by being on our team? And what does that, do you value that? And I think you could answer that question yourself. So if you're an absolute beginner and you want to learn more about trading and you like my style of trading and the way that I break things down, then I have a $100 off coupon for you down in the description, and that is going to be the second link down below. If you want to sign up, that coupon will be available for you until the end of tonight. Other than that, it's going to go back to its full price. And again, rightfully so, you don't need to sign up. But if you want to work with me, if you want access to my time and to my team, then that is the only thing that I offer. No exception. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope and wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. I hope that you guys killed it today. Make sure you smash that like button for Remy. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.